Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
And my enemy has come back. The rain is on its way back. So let's try and finish the race before the rain gets here. Can we do it, guys? This is it, a race against rain. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jack, Zaffa991 here. And we are back for round 3 of my career team mode in F1 2021. If you like what you see, make sure to click the like button, subscribe if you're new. We are on our way to 150 subscribers. We're not too far off that now, so if you guys want to be awesome and subscribe, that'd be amazing. And we're going to be going to Portugal, as you can see in the bottom left there.
Completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend. We have another one for you. We're happy regardless of what you choose. Not an easy decision, but you handled it well. Thanks.
So we just had to make a choice there from the parts we've been getting. So it's good to see that we're getting some sort of variation in our choices here.
Rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival. Think carefully who you select, as while you will receive a claim for beating them, you'll lose a claim if you fail to do so.
And that is exactly right, guys. So in the game we can't choose a rival, but we do have a rival. In fact, that rival, you may have heard him be mentioned on the channel before, goes by the name of Grandpa Goes Gaming. In fact, he's nearly at 200 subscribers. So what we got to do is we got to help support him get to 200. But in addition, we need to get to 150 before him. So can we do it? Let me know in the comments below, guys. So already we've done all of our testing. Let's get into some practice. So I actually did have some rain to deal with.
That lap was no good. We need you to improve on that.
And that's basically going to summon up my first couple of laps here. But we do get better.
You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
And this track is quite tricky. I actually had to change to a point of view, not because of this track, but just generally I wasn't really comfortable in the other view for too long. This one I can sit in it for ages, so I've actually changed it up. We're starting to get some confidence, saying that I do go around that corner quite awfully there, and we're going to back out. We're going to just try and make sure we get all of these done here, which we're slowly getting, so that's good. Trying to go for the full 100% of all of that stuff, so we can fully maximise our car. And by the way, guys, if you like PC gaming, player PL4YR.
We need to be sure you can manage the tyres through a lap, so try to keep the wear down through each corner. Be especially careful accelerating on corner exit.
Check out player in the description below. Unfortunately, this track didn't have the gates, which I was really sad about because I like the gates. I thought that's a really good way to learn. I'm really hoping that they actually include it in the future ones. However, we will find out. But I'm still learning this game. I'm learning these tracks, so I'm going to be slow in the first season. And of course, there are going to be hiccups. So all we can do is just make the most and just try and do our best for our first season here. So we're going to cross the line and set I'd say a fairly okay time.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
So we got a 22.2 there, I think it was, but we definitely can go much faster.
To a close, so let's review our top 3. Hamilton, Bottas and Sergio Perez. And if today's practice is anything to go by, we're in for an exceptional weekend of Formula 1.
Of course, I do need to be in the 18s, the 19s, maybe even the 20s, the lower 20s, of course. But you see, we're actually quite above our teammate there, Delatraz, in P18. And then we're in P12 there for the end of practice 3. Just going to answer some questions, of course. Yep, Q&A. Of course, you guys can read it for yourselves. Don't know if you actually want them or not, but we're just going to fast forward for all this bit. Getting some acclaim. That's all good. And this is going to be it. So we're going to be qualifying in the rain round here. In Portugal here. So can we maybe have a amazing race? Well, it's all going to be down to how we get on. And how we get on with qualifying, which isn't going to be ideal, but we are going to make the most out of it. Because racing in the rain is something I've not done on this game before. This is pretty much my first experience of it. Of course, I had qualifying earlier on this one. I think it was practice 2 or practice 1. So we're going to skip it forward a little bit here, because I don't really want to do qualifying on the rain. However, I'm hopeful that it's going to stop raining soon. We looked at the weather forecast. It might be okay. But let's get into it. And look at the rain effects though. Doesn't it look just so good? I've got to say, I love the look of this in the rain. I'm very, very impressed. And if you guys are enjoying the Formula 1 2021 MyTeam career mode, let me know. I'm definitely feeling like I'm getting a hang of it a bit more, and really looking forward to evolving this series. And of course, when 2022 comes out, of course, you can definitely expect to see some content on the channel. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to hopefully start this lap quite strong here, but what we're going to actually do is we're going to skip forward slightly here, because it's not really interesting watching me lap round super slow. We are going to be behind Latifi here, which is slightly going to interrupt
There's
our
only
flow.
1 lap of fuel remaining.
And with the fuel, of course, that's something we need to bear in mind. So this is going to be our last hot lap in the rain, and Latifi, you're going to see, is really in my way. It's just couldn't be any worse in my way, really. So you can see, look, we're really high on our delta there, actually. We're quite a bit up. So we're aiming for about 120. I think we're aiming for maybe 125, 124 in the rain. Something like that anyway. And we do get an overtake done there, although it doesn't really count for anything in qualifying. But we lost a lot of time through that. We probably could have gained maybe another second or two maybe in that qualifying.
It looks like we'll be running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly.
In that stint. However, luckily we have been blessed, and it's actually going to be sunny, or less wet anyway soon. So we're going to completely miss that turn in there. So let's get on. Let's get back to the pits and get on these dry tyres, shall we? And that is better. So we just skip through all of those boring scenes there, just because I thought you guys want the action. Of course, we're prioritising the racing. Of course, episode 1 was our start-up episode. Oh, we did nearly get it wrong. We do recover it. I need to remember we're on softs now. We're not on the we're not on the wet tyres. And already I feel like this is much better. I think I can make these turns a bit more, because we're trying to stay on the dry patches of the track. I don't know if the dynamic track weather is really in place here. I'm not familiar with the rain in this game that much. I don't know if that's features it's got or not. But instantly, you see, I'm gaining so much time on my delta. So this is going to be my qualifying lap, which you guys are going to, of course, have the privilege to see. I don't know if it's the best one or not, but it's the one that I feel most happy with. And we do manage that safe right there, but that is one of the harder sections back there. I'd say this track in general is really not an easy track by any means. And I've not been tuning the car up to this point, but I will be doing that shortly. I'm just still learning my way around the cars and the tracks, and just getting myself comfortable with the views and the HUD. As you see, I have made some adjustments, and it now feels a lot cleaner. I might move the actual mirror, the reverse mirror, all the way up. I think that'll probably help make it a little bit more clearer. Well, at least keep it a little bit tidier anyway on the HUD. So we're approaching the end of this qualifying lap here. See Max Verstappen, 1:18.7. If I could be in the 18s, that'd be really chuffed. Because we do have the difficulty, I think at 80 or 81, 82, I might have popped up to 83, I can't remember now. So we're going to cross the line here. What are we going to set? We set 21.3, it looks like.
You've moved up to P3.
And that's provisional P3, because everyone else is going to go on to soft tyres. Or, I believe everyone's going to go on soft tyres anyway. We're going to improve our time again, but not going to show the whole lap that time, just not quite as good. Generally speaking, I mean.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Verstappen, Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
And you can see I do need to gain about 2.6 seconds in that qualifying stint to be starting better up in the future. Let's go to the race.
Welcome along then to Portimao, one of the busiest towns in the Algarve, and a breathtaking destination that brings tourists from all around the world to the shores of southern Portugal. Today it's the backdrop for the latest round of the Formula 1 World Championship, and with a circuit this wide, we could be in for a lot of exciting wheel-to-wheel action today. 2.9 miles of track at Portimao featuring 15 turns, 9 to the right and 6 to the left. There's a lot going on here, a lot of elevation changes that will affect the driver's braking and acceleration. Keep an eye out for the DRS zone on the final straight. That will be the setup for a lot of today's overtaking chances. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. And it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Perez, Daniel Ricciardo and Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly, Stroll, Vettel, Esteban Ocon and Tsunoda, Raikkonen, Mick Schumacher, Nicholas Latifi and George Russell, Zhang, Giovinazzi, Delatraz and Nikita Mazepin. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to aim for the points. We're going to amend our strategy here. Going to skip all the boring bits, so I'm just filtering through. We're going to go with that pretty much. Yeah, I did change my in-game name just to see if the audio presentation would sound more like Jack. Turns out it didn't really, so we're going to change that back to Jackson. This race or next race, I'm not too sure when. Let's go. So can we get a good launch here? We're going to go for the alternative strat once again. However, there is going to be an interesting moment in this one. So let's just try and make the most ground we can right here. We're going to just try and keep it all safe. We do need to pick a rival as well. So if you guys got any ideas, any suggestions, any sort of recommendations, let me know. I'm trying to think roughly where I belong in this grid. With this current difficulty and whatnot. So I'm thinking, you know, although Grandpa Goes Gaming isn't in this one, maybe we need someone like Grandpa Goes Gaming. So let me know who you think is most like Grandpa Goes Gaming from everyone in the grid, whether that's Ocon, whether that's Schumacher, maybe Tsunoda. I don't know, just some names that come to mind as I'm looking at the the Delta on the left there. But anyway, so we do have Schumacher right behind us here, looking for the move, gets the move done, and oh, actually not quite. We are just about going to get ahead for the left-hander, actually the double left-hander here. So happy days. We have defended that. Of course, we are losing time as we're battling from Ocon, 2.1 seconds away right now. They're going to try to do the switchback, but luckily we do hold them off. We do need to remember the overtake button, which actually I can be a little bit forgetful with. I definitely need to get myself an F1 wheel. But you see there, we are going to briefly use it. Just try and just build ourselves up a little gap. We are 7 tenths away from Schumacher behind, but that's going to quickly drop. I feel like this first little bit I'm taking quite slow. And this corner right here, this is a hard one. I really want to try and do it flat out, but I can't quite get that confidence yet. We'll definitely work on it though. We'll get there eventually. And you see we're slowly losing time to Ocon and Tsunoda up ahead. If I can get maybe a top 10 again, I'd be really happy with that. Especially considering our performance and our difficulty, what's the word? Difficulty spike that we put on ourselves. Because we started the season, of course, if you haven't seen, we started the season on the base difficulty, and yeah, it didn't really work out for me there.
DRS will be offline. There's a fault with the rear wing system. Stay out. We can work on a fix remotely.
I'm not too sure what happened there, guys. If you've got any ideas, let me know. I want to know if I can prevent that for future. Or perhaps it's just wear and tear. I don't know. But let me know if there's any solutions on that, because I don't want to... I want to learn as much as I can. because I'm really enjoying this season, and I'm thinking, you know what, I want to improve so I can work on it for next season and whatnot.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
However, for us, we're going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage now because our wing is kind of in need of a repair. And I've actually not gone through the strategy option. I didn't see it pop up in the game. And watching the replay, watching the race now, I see it's not popped up. But I actually didn't manually select this, so unfortunately for us, we're not going to be repairing our wing. So we're actually going to be at a huge disadvantage this race. So we're going to be on the back foot, almost a double back foot in a way. So because we're starting on slight tyre compound. And we don't have the wing, so that's going to really affect us here.
Our gap to the car in front is 4.0 seconds.
And just like that, you can see that gap is really increasing there, unfortunately. 4.3, 4.4. They're going to go into the pits, as are we. And of course, we got our assists on for the pits, just because I think this is... I need a minute or two just to unwind. So... We're going to see Delatraz just past us there. We're going to be in the pits. We're going to see some people go on to the softs now.
Go, go, go.
And we're out.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
So we have a broken wing to work with for the rest of this one. Oh, and look, we forget to turn. Not ideal. Remember, guys, turn. So at the moment, we're sitting in P20. I think we can go up a little bit. However, it's going to depend where everyone is in the pits.
Louis is in the pits. Louis in the pits.
As it turns out, Louis is in fact in the pits. So we're going to maybe get the move done on a lot of people here, which I think we will. And I'm not the slowest one around here. But I'm liking the challenge of this AI, and actually it's really, really good AI. If they had something like this in GT Sport where you're really challenged by the AI, I reckon I'd be doing a lot more single player races in there. But maybe for GT7. Which, by the way, guys, comes out not too long now from when this video comes out. So, of course, keep an eye on the channel for GT7 related stuff. There will be stuff coming. I do promise that. Whether it's just one video or two, we'll have to see. So we are on a softer tyres, and at this point I realise I have not repaired my wing. As you see, I've got it set to auto. I didn't realise it didn't automatically repair it. It's probably to save some time. And I don't know if I'm actually that affected or not. I feel like I'm just not quite getting the downforce, I'm not quite getting the top end, and also I can't use the DRS. So I feel like I am really struggling there. So we're going to skip forward here to lap 12. Well, we've worked our way up into P15, so we're right behind Ocon and Tsunoda. About to say Tsunoda there, not quite the name. So these two, I reckon, are definitely contenders for our rivals here. We seem to have Ocon in a couple of these, well, in each of these, actually in the last two rounds we've been battling with. Let's see what we can do. Can we maybe get any moves done? We're definitely closing the gap, and we got the time as well to try and get some positions made. We're on a faster tyre compound as well. And actually there's actually 4 of us in this pack. I can't quite tell who that is in P12. I think that could be Stroll. Could be Lance Stroll.
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
And my enemy has come back. The rain is on its way back. So let's try and finish the race before the rain gets here. Can we do it, guys? This is it, a race against rain. Now we're going to see Ocon go for the move here, but then we're going to just about come out ahead. Turn in early so we kind of block him in a way, because we are going to be getting slowed down by Ocon. Now we just really need to bring this gap down. We got just under a second to Tsunoda. Of course, with the wing properly working, we would be at a bit more, we'd be able to be a lot more aggressive. But we're definitely making the most out of this. Although we don't turn in quite enough there. I do need to work on my skill, but you know, I'm treating this first season as like a practice season, and there's stuff that's going to go wrong, stuff that's going to go well, but all I can do is learn from it, really. First time ever getting invested this heavily into an F1 game.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
And also first time doing pretty much all these tracks. There's only a couple that I've done before, so I think I've done Monaco a couple years ago. I believe I've done Spa, maybe. think I might have done Spain, which actually is going to be the next round after this. But I believe we've done a couple anyway. Can we get a move done on Sonoda here? We're going to go to the right. He's going to go to the left. Are we going to see some battle in here? Or we're going to get pinched a little bit, but we're going to bounce back. We're going to get that move done. Can we secure it? Can we close the door? We can close the door. Perfect. Now Stroll is next on the hit list. That's P12 there. Not quite going to be in for points at the moment because you see Vettel, Stroll's teammate, on Team Aston Martin there, 6.5 seconds away from me at this current moment in time. Unfortunately for us, that's just way too far away to do anything with at this late in the race. With only a couple laps left to go now as well at lap 14. Can we maybe get a move done on Stroll here soon? I think a P12 would be quite nice considering our pace round here, I've got to say. Let's just try and focus on getting a good exit out of these corners here. We need to close that gap down. And there's not really much of a rush. So we're actually unintentionally going to go for a bit of a dive. And when there is contact, so let's fall back in line. Are we going to lose a position to Sonoda? Not quite. Shouldn't have done that. I should have waited to this straight here. It wasn't very smart of me there. So we know for next time anyway not to try stuff like that. But this is it. We've got the faster tyres. We've got the slipstream. We've got the electronics. Let's use it. And there we go. We slingshot past with a couple laps to spare.
Nice move. Good job.
Now let's just try and get this door closed so we don't have to worry about Stroll behind. And look at that. We are starting to build that gap up now. We're about nearly 5 tenths away.
Okay, gap ahead is 6.4 seconds.
And you can see that's just way too far away to do anything with. Especially considering we've only got 2 and a bit laps to go. I think I might be turning a little bit too early for this corner here. And I think same with this one as well. I need to definitely work on my pace. See Sergio Perez set up 123 there, or 120.3. So I know if I can get in the 18s for my qualifying pace, I would actually be starting a little bit more higher up. Especially so the faster we get, eventually we're going to knock up the difficulty some more, I reckon, for the future seasons. We do want to challenge.
3 laps of fuel remaining.
I do want to get better, but we're only going to get better from going through and practicing and learning and stuff. So that's going to pretty much secure it for 15th, the 15th lap there. But let's skip. Yeah, this lap wasn't very interesting.
This is your final lap of the race.
So yeah, not much happened on that last lap there, so we're just going to pretty much skip forward.
The car behind has started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form.
And perfect, so we actually have our own little kind of part in no man's land here. We're all okay, so as you see, it's gone really dark here all of a sudden. The rain has come. Max Verstappen has won. So let's just cross the line. Let's just make sure we survive this. We're just going to use all of our electricity there. Or in the electronics, we're going to use all of that overtake, and we're going to get it done. We're going to take home a P12.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And I'm really happy with that one, actually. That was a really good performance. Although I made a couple mistakes, we actually got driver of the day there, so fantastic stuff. Really happy with that. Definitely the best race of the season so far, I think.
Victory for the team from Milton Keynes then, after a quality performance. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
And yep, so there you go. We've got the win nomination there. But
look at how the driver standings have changed. More points for Valtteri Bottas, further solidifying his lead at the top of the table. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Jung. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So no points for us, sadly, but we do get a lot of experience out of that. We do learn a lot, and that is the main thing to take away there. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. You can see where we are at the moment. We are falling down. We did unintentionally get some points at the beginning due to the start. And let me know who the rival should be, guys. Leave it in the comments below. And you're just going to see, we're just going to get just some more experience there for our acclaim and our teammates' acclaim there. So this is all going to be helpful with getting faster over time. So I'll see you guys in the next round. Take care.